How's it going, guys? This is Rio Murata, photographer based in Tokyo. So another product that I recently purchased from a 100 yen shop, a $1 shop in Japan or in Tokyo called Daiso, and I'm making sort of this sort of like series now what I purchased from the 100 yen shop that's film related. And this time around, if you've seen my previous video when I went on a trip to InubouSaki, Choshi, aka Chiba Prefecture, that's long, I sort of gave you guys sort of like a glimpse of sort of like a film case that I was using. I've talked about the Nancy Mayho semi-hard transparent film case, and this time around I guess a viewer sort of like commented saying that they were curious about the sort of like a vinyl type of bag that I used. And this is basically a bag that I recently purchased from Daiso, 100 yen shop, $1 shop in Japan. And if I'm right, this is sort of like a pencil case, or I don't know, a makeup case. I don't know what you guys would call it. But when I first saw this being sold this year, actually, they started selling it new, actually, it kind of rung a bell on my head saying that maybe I could use this as a sort of like a film type of carrying case or something like that. And because you guys probably watch different like YouTubers shooting with film, majority of them stash all their film stocks in a Ziploc bag. And in my case, you guys know I don't like to be disorganized. And if I stash all my film stocks into a Ziploc bag, that's like a jelly bean bag, and I don't know what you're gonna get, you know. And I just don't like that feel. And at the same time, Ziploc bags are flimsy. They're like thin, but they're waterproof. And I know, I get it, I get the point, but I don't like that to carry a Ziploc bag when I'm traveling around. So this sort of like vinyl material type of bag case like rung a bell on me, because you guys know probably vinyl is far more thicker than Ziploc bag, meaning that it has more cushion, more like protection. Not that protection, but yeah, has like more protections compared to like a Ziploc bag. And at the same time, if you were a 90s kid or maybe an early 2000s kids, probably your parents forced you to go to swim class, and when you go to swim class, they gave you some kind of vinyl bag. I remember my parents forcing me to carry this vinyl bag, and vinyl is basically waterproof. It's a polyester like material, so it works. So basically for this size that I purchased, sort of like a pencil case type of size, I found out that I could fit roughly 14 medium format films into this case, which is really nice. 120 type of medium format film case. I haven't tested with 35 how many it will fit, unfortunately, but when I traveled to InubouSaki, I carried like 14 rolls, and on top of that I carry like 5, so like 19 rolls of film, Kodak Gold 200, and I basically ended up using only 9 rolls of medium format film for the 2-3 day trip, unfortunately. So 14 rolls in just this particular bag just does the job for me. And you guys know I shoot with the GW690, which shoots less exposures per roll. However, you guys know I don't shoot like a madman. I don't shoot more than 10 rolls on 2 days or 3 days trip. Daiso also, in addition to this sort of like vinyl pen case type of, I don't know what you guys call it, a case basically, they also have sort of like a rectangular type of case, I guess more like a makeup type of case, which I actually purchased because it's like $1 to try it out. And I realized that I'm not a type of guy that likes to carry things with a lot of spaces in that, you know, specific case. I like to have it like tightly packed, you know. I don't know if it's some kind of OCD or something like that, but more like after I finish shooting, you guys probably keep your like rolls of film in a different separate bag. And I basically tried doing that during the InubouSaki trip, but because I only shot like 9 rolls or so, there was like so much space within the rectangular case that it was like jumping around. It was like fluttering around within that case, which I really didn't like. So in the end, I kind of chucked away the rectangular sort of like vinyl case, and basically am currently using it as a sort of like a gear case for putting in my sort of like clamps actually when I'm going out to shoot during jobs, not like shooting with films, unfortunately. So that's like one of the things I realized. And because it's sort of it's vinyl, it's like polyester, it's water repellent, and at the same time vinyl is a material that's like see-through. You can basically see what's in that case when you're carrying it around. And because this case was like really good during that trip that I went, I actually bought another one. And this one, the first one I purchased was sort of like a gray color one, and the second one I purchased, I didn't want the exact same color, but I sort of wanted to like differentiate, like sort of like a case for carrying like unused film, and when I'm done shooting I basically put it onto the different like bag. And the second one that I purchased was sort of like a sand beige color one, exact same dimensions as the first one. I haven't used this, so it's not like banged up yet, but for $1 I thought it was a steal. And I'm actually really happy that, I mean, instead of like purchasing really expensive film case bags, which are really hard to come by, I mean, this gets the job done, and hopefully might help some people who are like looking for a bag. Maybe if you go to the stationery section in your country that sells like pens and pencils and stuff like that, they might have some kind of case in near sort of like dimensions as this, which might be a good idea to like stick your films in. I don't know, it might depend on how you shoot, but for me this isn't like more than enough. And at the same time it's like $2 for two, so that's a bargain. Other like colors, like I said, their vinyl's typically like transparent, but there were like two other colors that I looked at. There was like a smoked fog tobacco color and a smoked fog gray color, but if I purchase that I won't know what's in my sort of like film bag, so I went with a transparent like variety. But yeah, all in all, like basically this is one of my best purchases probably for this year actually. My cheapest purchase of this year actually for carrying film. And I'm not sure if like these types of cases like exist in North America or maybe in Europe. I never traveled to Europe, so I don't have the geographical like backgrounds, but probably some kind of alternative to this should exist. And because like this is like made in China, so hopefully these types of products should be like floating around somewhere in North America or maybe in Europe or any other countries beside Japan. And at the same time, I'm like curious about how you guys like carry your films. Like probably you guys carry your films like in different like manners if you're going on a prolonged trip versus day trips, if I'm right. So yeah, I'm like curious, do you guys use Ziploc bags to carry your films when you're like traveling, or do you use like a semi-hard case that I use, the Nancy Mayo case, something like that, or some other type of case? Please leave it in the comments below. I'm happy to reply. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. We will see you next time. Peace out.